Good morning, it's me again, Lisa Jackson, the barrier breaking woman. Uh, Wanted to give you some encouragement for today or this week. Not sure when the next time I'll post a video. I do want to say thank you for all the people that take the time to listen to my messages. I really pray that it encourages you. Uh, Today is a struggling day, but I'm claiming victory. My leg is feeling like it's going completely out where I had no feeling and couldn't stand. Then I started to regain feeling in it, but then it came with some pain. And then this morning, it I don't know what to call it. So I'm keeping it in prayer and hoping that I don't feel this way throughout the day. Um, Moving forward, I want to encourage you when you feel like you're like stuck, like at a standstill, or some people say stagnant or plateau stage, uh, to stop, to not get worried, not to get nervous, but to trust. You gotta trust him. I mean, who'd have thought me going through all these experiences I've been going through in this season of my life would be the very thing to encourage me to be braver than I've ever been in my life. And if you know my backstory, I always say that you'll think that I was brave then, but it's actually right now when I'm limited and I'm in a position to only trust my Father. I love the encouragement that comes from other people, but I identify your encouragement as God telling me to keep going. And I thank other people for encouraging me to keep going and not to give up on my dreams. And you know what's interesting? My dreams continue to change based on the seasons that I'm in and the gifts that God gives me. And there's one gift that He's never taken away, and that is the gift to be able to connect with people and to share my feelings honestly and to be who I am. I'm so thankful for that. A lot of people lack that, and I pray that you find your true self through my messages and, more importantly, through God. I pray that His Spirit takes over in your life and just catapults you to the next level, whatever it may be. I pray that you don't limit yourself with a dream by being conformed to just that one thing where you kind of can lose focus. I mean, it's great to pursue dreams, but those dreams need to be the will of God. It needs to have purpose. You know, in August, I did a photo shoot and I was starting back up on a dream that I had, which was producing a show. And I thank all the women that have my back and have been patient. I mean, I didn't know I was going to have a stroke. I didn't know that at all. But however, I had been working on that project for years, and I finally was blessed with a camera guy willing to work with me with the resources that I had, and I was blessed with some women that was willing to work with me and be patient, and you know, I wanted to be able to bless their life as they was blessing mine. And then after I did the photo shoot, um, I started to get ill. But before I started to get ill, I had a dream. My job was to go through the photos from the photo shoot, pick the best ones so that they can be edited and do everything that they needed to do to prepare for us to shoot. And then I would do the next photo shoot with each woman based on their lives. And it was still, the theme was um, the beauty in full figure women, you know, beautiful in your own skin, me being a full figure woman. And suddenly I felt like it had no purpose. Like what I was doing in that moment was something I was supposed to do in my past. And I wasn't doing it. I was trying to do it, but I wasn't mentally, or maybe I don't really know what it was. All I know is that every attempt that I made to excuse me, every attempt that I made to pursue Are You My Cupcake Diva, to pursue Voluptuous by Design, to pursue those dreams of filming and production, I would always hit a wall that I couldn't seem to get past. It would always be something over the past 11 years I've been working on these projects. And so finally, when I got a camera guy that I wanted to work with, and young guy, which I give much props to, he's very professional, and my old faithful, that's what we call each other, old faithful, my girl, Ray Ray, which always there when it comes to filming and production. I could definitely count on her. But and I met some other amazing women on this journey. And then as I was looking through the photos, and they were beautiful, and yet I felt like they didn't have purpose. They didn't have purpose for me. And I didn't want to stop what I was doing, but I had prayed on it. And I asked God, before I post these, before I put this out there, show me the purpose for them, because what started out to be one thing, I was uneasy on the inside. I was saying to myself, I'm not even the same woman I was 11 years ago. It made sense 11 years ago, but today it didn't make sense. Is this something that I wanted to put out there and I wanted to be remembered for? Not the concept of the show, that's beautiful, but the photos and everything that will come with once I posted these pictures from the photo shoot with me. Again, they're very beautiful pictures. And it's not that I'm not comfortable with who I am, but I want to represent something much bigger than how I look in a swimsuit. I want to represent the kingdom. And at that moment, it felt like it didn't have purpose. And I had to make a decision, a very difficult decision. Should I go ahead and move forward with this project, or should I wait? And then the pressures came on. And it's very interesting. I had a dream. And in my sleep, I just kept hearing something say, "Be still." And it was saying my name. And it just kept saying, "Lisa, be still." And it was like a whisper. It was weird. To the point where I woke up and was like, "Are you calling me?" I asked my husband, "Are you calling me?" And it was interesting. But about a few days after that, I was going through the photos and I started to take ill. And I got sicker and sicker. And I tried to work through it, but I couldn't. And every time I tried to pursue it, I couldn't. I was scheduling appointments and meetings, but I couldn't make it because became ill. And then a few weeks had went by, and I ended up having a stroke in September. And I'm not blaming that, but what I'm trying to tell, the reason I'm telling you the backstory of August, what led up to stroke and everything, is because we get to these points where we get tunnel vision on what we want, and we can miss the blessings on what God wants for us. And He wants something much bigger than what we want. The ideas He gives us are kind of guides, and it'll lead us to the bigger thing, but you gotta let Him. You gotta trust Him. And I don't want anybody to become so consumed with what they want that they miss out on what God wants for them. if that makes sense. So my message to you is that if you are in a plateau stage, if you are stagnant, if you're feeling like you've done all that you can and nothing is working still, just trust him. If while you're on the journey and he tells you to go left and you felt you were supposed to go right, I promise you, trust him and go left. I went left. And I wish I could tell you I did it on my own. Why did I have to get to this to be able to go left? Because I had so many plans for myself, But based on the season, the plans could change. And I'm a true believer in that. I'm experiencing it. And do I think that my dream of filming and producing film will come to pass? Absolutely. Do I believe that I will still be able to help others film and produce and bless others? Absolutely. But now I'm looking at the bigger picture. Everything I touch must have purpose. Everything I do must be speaking life into people. Every decision that I make, it can't be about me. It has to be for the kingdom. Because like I said before, I'm going for the crown and not the flowers. And I encourage you to be brave enough to go for your crown. I encourage you to be brave enough when you don't know what to do, to just stop. Evaluate everything. Not just what you want, but everything. Evaluate how the decisions you make may affect someone else. And if you're not properly educated in the decisions that you're trying to make, get educated. Get prepared. If you're down, like what I'm doing right now is I'm becoming a better speaker. I am, man, he over here just building me up. And in my illness, in my condition, I've done more impacting than I did when I could walk, talk, be normal and everything over the 39 years I've been on earth. Ain't that something? In this short amount of time, I feel like he's catapulted me forward, especially in my faith. Now, some people that may not believe will laugh like, yeah, of course you're trusting God right now. You have no choice. Oh, I do have a choice. I could still be out there wandering around. I could be down. I can look at this situation and be sitting here crying every damn day. Cry every day about woe is me. But I refuse to because my God is good. Now, I do have moments where I cry. I'm not going to lie to you. I have moments where tears just start to fall, but it's not always because I'm sad. Sometimes I cry because I look at my children. I look at my blessings. I look at my home, how blessed I am. How blessed I am. I think about how I shouldn't be in this house, how I shouldn't have 2 cars, how I shouldn't have food, how I shouldn't have nothing, because nothing adds up, nothing makes sense but God. His grace is sufficient, and I can't stress it enough to you. It's nothing orthodox about me. I don't have I'm not as they say, a classic Christian. That's not who I am. But I am a Christian. I'm a Christian woman saved by the blood, and my slate been wiped clean. I did more dirt than people know. As a matter of fact, that should be my middle name. And it's crazy because that used to be my nickname, Dirty Red, when I was a little girl. And now the woman I am today, I promise I feel like he's placing virtuous with it. Virtuous Lisa, a woman of virtue. Because I don't just sit on my ass because I want to. I'm actually sitting on my ass because I've been seated and I'm all right with it. The only time I think about it is when I want to go shopping. I'm like, Then I think, well, I ain't got no money anyway, so I ain't missing nothing. Then when I do go out into the stores, it's so overwhelming. I just want to get out of there, because I get nervous. Like if I fall, they don't always have the carts, and I haven't got my wheelchair yet, so I'm still waiting on that. And my walker, they haven't gotten here yet, but life is what it is. And for every moment you make a decision to live it in a way that you feel like you made like a difference, like it was purposeful. You know, what's the point of waking up pissed off at the world, mad at your mama, mad at your husband, mad at your wife, mad at your sister, mad at somebody? What's the point when the person is walking around fine? They ain't even thinking about what you're thinking about. That's the tricks of that enemy, boy. So if you are at a plateau stage in your life, and I know about being at the plateau stage, take a deep breath, pull up your big girl or big boy pants, say a prayer, give praise, and thank him because he's getting ready to catapult you. But at that plateau stage, what you could be doing is educating yourself more, getting more information in the plan that you made for yourself and those goals. You know, read more, find out who's doing what you're trying to do. Educate yourself, like I said, continue to educate yourself. It's important. And most importantly, take the time to get to know your creator. You'll get to know so much about yourself. You'll find out that you are so amazing and a masterpiece, and your blueprint was strategically placed on you and on nobody else, just on you. Even if you have a twin, you're still just you, if that makes sense. Y'all may look alike, but God still had a design for your life as an individual, you know, and how merciful He is that the mistakes that our parents made, they went through certain things, so they try to pass certain things to us, and we don't have to carry those burdens. I mean, I'm actually very thankful for the experiences that I had because although I had a tough childhood, I had a blessed childhood because I'm still happy. I love, I enjoy things. And for a lot of people, depression sucks joy away from you. So I believe it's a spirit and it's a spiritual attack when something can come over you. And it's something I suffer from, you know, so I can speak on this and I have the authority to speak on this because it's difficult when other people that have never went through what you're going through tell you how you should deal with it. Well, I deal with depression and I deal with anxiety. When I say I deal with it, I'm confronting it. I'm trusting that God will heal it, but if He chooses not to and He finds that it makes me stronger to work through it, then I'm taking it on. I would be lying to tell you this is not depressing to sit in my home every day and not be able to go outside and do the things that I used to do. But at the same time, there's somebody that can't go outside because they're not here no more. So I'm blessed. Thank God for social media in a way because I'm still able to connect with people and I encourage people to comment, to if you inbox me your email through my Facebook, I will send you stuff. You can send me stuff. We could communicate. There's so many different ways of communication. I am not great with the messenger, but when I get around to it, I will try to respond. If you leave me an email, I'll send you something. If you're comfortable with that, I don't really like talking to people on the phone. That's kind of outside my comfort zone. But if I know you personally, I will. Um, I don't know what else to say to you other than it's okay if you're at the plateau stage. If you need to be seated, if you need to go back to the drawing board and start over, then do so. Don't be ashamed of that. It's okay. I've started over so many damn times. I've lost count. But every time I've started over, I've gotten better. I learned things, you know? It's kind of like the whole reason why we went through school. And we started out in preschool and you went to kindergarten and things of preschool prepared you for kindergarten. You wasn't able to just go start 12th grade because that wouldn't make sense. And two, you needed to learn certain things to prepare you. And it's the same thing in this Christian lifestyle, in this walk. Some people will disagree with me as a Christian woman. Why? Because I got a potty mouth. Some people believe being Christian means you got to be perfect. You do have certain responsibilities. So, not for 1 second am I saying I'm not responsible and shouldn't be held accountable. But what I'm saying is that every now and then I might say a word that makes somebody uncomfortable, but I am not cursing people. I'm not wishing harm on people. So, if every now and then I say sugar, honey, iced tea, or other words, if I drop a couple of bombs, forgive me. And if you don't, that's your problem. It ain't mine, because I have forgiveness for my sins every day, all day sometimes. I got children that tend to push buttons, so boy, I drop a lot of words. But I be thankful. It's so funny how we take for granted things like speech, vision, like your hands being able to work, your legs, mobility, walking. We take that stuff for granted. Driving, we take it for granted. I did, because I didn't think for 1 second that uh, I wouldn't be able to do those things right now. When I was 27, I had a stroke, but it was way different than it was this time. Because I just had a stroke. This time I got diabetes, and I have this other disorder that I have to live with. And the cure is just trusting God and Jesus. That's my cure. And I try to get everything under control. And then I realize I'm not in control of nothing but myself. And these days, when you have a stroke, you ain't even in control of your own body. I tell myself to move, and if I'm paralyzed, I can't move in nothing, you know? And so, how blessed I am. You don't know that behind me is a prop to help me to sit up and everything. You don't know that because I don't let you see that. And I just want people to be encouraged through my story. You know, I got a lot of things going on, and I'm in the battle of my life. But I trust the Lord. I trust Him that His way is better than anything I could come up with, better than anything a doctor can prescribe. You know, His way is best. So I'm all right with that. I just want you to be encouraged and keep going. You guys have no clue on the things that I work on while I'm here, and I'm getting prepared. As a barrier breaking woman, I started this new program themed Love Under New Management, and He put it on my heart because right before my stroke, some things was going on in a lot of my friends' lives and in my lives, and I realized I was driving down the street and listening to the song, I fell in love with the new management. And that word, that just stuck with me because Jesus, finding love in new management, the moment I allowed Him to be the manager of my life, but God, everything started to make sense. Things that didn't make sense before. Serious reality checks. I don't blame anybody for the problems that I've been faced with. I take full responsibility of me. I take full accountability of the decisions that I've made. And I am not going to sit here and tell you, oh, I wish I didn't do that. I'm glad I did all the things that I did, good and bad, because that's why I'm able to connect with so many different people. You know, I'm able to connect with the single mother that have done things that she's not proud of to provide for her children. I'm able to connect with a child that might have been raised by parents that was on drugs or something because my father was on drugs. My mother suffers from depression. So I can connect to people, you know. I connect with partiers too. I partied in my time. So I have a connection that God allowed through my experience to help others and lift them up right where they are with no judgment. Who the hell am I to judge you? I just ask, if you're going to judge me, you better be in a position to do so. And I think you're not. So, you know, so with no judgment, whatever stage you're in, whatever you're doing in life, make sure you're doing it with positivity and trusting God. And if you don't believe in God, that's your business. I'm not judging you. But I promise you, if you give him a chance, your whole life will change. It will change. Doesn't mean you won't go through stuff. It just means you're intended to go through the storm, but you can hold on to peace and joy. You could go through the storm and realize you can actually make it. You can go through the storm, because I'm in the storm right now. And I promise you, while it's thundering all around me and the winds are blowing, I'm going in there like that man was singing in the rain. That's how it feel for me. That's my moment. That's what I'm telling myself when I'm feeling down. I gotta claim that victory and do something about it. Don't receive the depression. Take your meds if you're on meds. Do what you're supposed to do. And surround yourself with positive people. If you're in that position, somebody love you. And if you feel alone, pray and God will send somebody. He'll send somebody to hug you. You might be in the store and somebody to start talking to you. God will do amazing things if you just let him. Sometimes you just need to sit back and just really look at everything around you and see how good he's been to you, even to the non-believer. He's good to us all. That's what's so great, good and bad. He's good to us all. If you wake up, he's good to you. It's an opportunity to turn things around, to make better decisions. So if you're in that plateau stage and you don't know what to do, and you've done all that you feel that you can, and nothing is working, don't give up. Go back to the drawing board, evaluate everything, and go at it again. But if he says be still, be still. If he requires you to be patient, be patient. If you're waiting on a phone call, just go on about your business. Or help somebody else with the information that you know. Help and bless somebody else. Don't focus on yourself. That's what I'm doing. I made a decision to not focus on me and to positively impact others. And every day, it's a reason to keep going. Every single day. I love you. Again, my name is Lisa Jackson. I'm the barrier breaking woman. And I pray that you reach all of your purpose and everything that God has your name on it, you receive. Amen. And have a blessed day.